right. Well, welcome to King Street Kids Q&A, where each week we will take questions from the King Street Kids that you can mail in with your help of your parents, and we'll answer your questions. And so we have Daniel and Pastor Eric and
Thank you. I just came from Publix. I decided to
all right, good social distancing skills. So we have, oh, that's awesome.
I know.
Yeah. So good to see you guys. So we have some questions this week, and of course we'll be taking more, and hopefully if you send us questions by Wednesday, we'll have time to think on it, and then we'll post answers on Fridays. So our first question came from Matthew, and it was a really good question around how God's with us. So how can God be with you, Pastor Eric, and with you, Daniel, and with me? How does that work? Does that actually happen?
That's a good question, Matthew. So I would answer that God's love is like a hug, like a big hug, and God's love can hug everybody and pull them close. So it's not so much being inside us necessarily in our hearts, though God is in our hearts. But I think it's more like a hug with God's arms pulling us all close together.
Oh,
that's how I would answer it.
I like that. Yeah. What do you think, Daniel?
I mean, without, copying everything Eric said, I think that his answer sums it up, that it's just a big hug for everyone. So all are included in that, in God's love.
That actually made me think of the image of a candle, and it's like if you have one candle, like if you remember candlelight service, one person would light a candle and then another candle, and the light on the first candle doesn't get dimmer, it doesn't get smaller when we share it, it actually stays just as big, and then the whole room gets brighter. So God's love being shared with people gets brighter. So that's a good question, Matthew. Thank you for that.
Good. That's a great question.
Yeah, there was another question too, and this one might be a little bit easier. How do you make the sign of the cross? How do you make a cross?
Yeah, Pastor Eric, you were telling us a way to do that earlier. What is that?
Pastor Rebecca, why don't you answer that question?
So the one I go with whenever like in worship or things like that, I think it's just more habit than anything, but it's forehead and then down, and then over, and then over. But you have a way of remembering that, Pastor Eric, and I
do.
Okay.
I'll tell the grown-ups later.
Okay, gotcha. But top, bottom, cross. And then also we had a grown-up ask a question, so we'll take.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll take a grown-up question.
All right, do this.
Let's do it. Let's hear it. Is it about a deep theological question, Pastor Rebecca?
No, not really. I think Matthew had better questions, but
okay. All right, what is
it? Jeremy wanted to know if it isn't Duke's.
Jeremy Tate, the architect?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to have to be about buildings and foundations and spires and things.
No.
Something important, surely.
If it isn't Duke's, is it even mayonnaise?
Oh. Well, I mean, that's a no-brainer. As long as it's not Miracle Whip, it's very clearly mayonnaise.
But I think there's only one choice. What do you think, Pastor Eric?
So, I'm a Southerner, so it's going to have to be Duke's, of course.
Yeah.
That vinegary finish.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to respectfully disagree. As somebody with Yankee blood, I'm going to have to say Hellman's.
You should keep that to yourself, Daniel. But you are definitely welcome to your opinion.
Oh,
I think God still loves us regardless of the mayonnaise we like.
Unless we use Miracle Whip, because
unless it's Miracle Whip.
Just so we're clear on that, it's not.
Just so we're clear.
Well, Miracle Whip's not mayonnaise, so there you go. All right. Well, that's a good Q&A. I think that's a good start. And
wasn't there one more question from Jeremy that was pretty important? I think it had to deal with toilet paper.
We'll get to that one next week.
Oh, a cliffhanger. Okay.
Cliffhanger. You'll have to come back and learn more. But anyway, if we get questions from the King Street Kids, I think we're still good to answer those, right?
Absolutely. Should they have them turned into you by Wednesday?
Yeah. That would help us
Wednesday?
have some time to percolate and think on them.
Yeah.
Great idea. Good.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
All right. Till next week.
Bye.
Bye.